Hello everyone and welcome to the Opposition Preview. I'm Dan Lawless from West Ham Fan TV here for the Toffee Blues, and I'm going to be previewing the Everton versus West Ham game in the Carabao Cup from a West Ham perspective. So getting into it, so far so we've played 3 games this season. We started off the first game, things were not looking good, easily beat by Newcastle, deserved to lose that game. Then we go into the Arsenal game and it was a case of we were the better team on the day, but we didn't come out with 3 points. So you take positives from it, but sometimes it's still alarming. It's still a bit worrying sometimes when you can create those chances and you're not putting them away. So that was some really worrying signs. We go in to the Wolves game now. We've lost one of our starting centre backs in Diop. We've lost a young player who probably would have been in around the side already, and we've lost our manager to the coronavirus. All self-isolating, all in quarantine for the coronavirus, so Moyes had to manage this game from home. That was a bit of a worry, but we kept the same team, barring Balbuena coming in for Diop, and it was just an unbelievable performance. The work rate of the players, I think, is what really helped us. We was on the front foot on the game for large spells of it, especially in that first half, and our off-the-ball movement, our off-the-ball work, our passing, everything seemed to come together. And that combination of the formation, it was like this formation, we're playing in the 5 at the back, seems to fit the players that we've got. Arthur Masuaku has just been completely transformed. He's much more comfortable as a wing-back. And he was up and down. He was helping creating chances. He got an assist in the end. We know about Antonio. Antonio, just pace, strength, tireless work rate. Jared Bowen as well, arguably man of the match. He's another one who works, and that was the thing. It's that work rate I think really helped set us apart, and we created so many more chances. We missed some glaring ones. We missed some big chances, but we created and we created, and defensively as well we were solid. And I think that's what this formation does for us. It helps us, be able to transition quite well from attack to defence to attack. So I think that is ultimately what really helps us against Wolves. So I'm hoping we continue that. So far in the Carabao Cup, we've beaten Hull 5-1 and Charlton 3-0. So we've been very impressive so far in the Cup with a near enough completely different starting 11, like from what we play in the Premier League. So now things are looking good in the sense that, okay, so we can put in a good performance in the Premier League and the League Cup with 2 completely different sides. We're seeing the likes of Felipe Anderson looking really good, and Sebastian Haller, Yarmolenko. They're all having some really good games as well, with our youth players now getting a chance to come through. And a lot of people say, oh, it's only Charlton, it's only Hull. These are the banana skins that we would slip on in the past. And especially when you're changing that many players, from what you've got in your regular team in the Premier League. So that's a very good sign for this League Cup. I think they're unlucky not to get into the starting 11 for the Premier League, these players, the likes of Haller and So while on the outside, people may think because we're making so many changes in the League Cup, we're not taking it seriously. The performance of the players that we've got, I would say we are taking it seriously, and I would like to see us really go for this cup and get a trophy under our belt. So yeah, I'm hoping we can stay in this competition for as long as possible, because like I said, the likes of Yarmolenko, Anderson and Haller and all those players should be playing. They should be getting game time, and if we're not in it, it's less minutes for them and it's going to cause problems. So yeah, I would absolutely say we're taking it seriously. Our transfer window so far has been non-existent. It's almost like there hasn't been a transfer window. I haven't even been interested in the rumours, because that's how little I believe that we're really anywhere near signing anyone, to be honest with you. We're being told we've got no money. We had to sell to buy. We sold a very promising young player in Dean Garner, who I believe could be starting right now for West Ham. We're putting a number 10 and playing him on left wing when we've got, a very pacey, skillful left winger there in Dean Garner, and that it's just really been a kick in the balls. And this is the thing: if we don't then go and strengthen and bring in the positions we need things are going to get even worse and the tensions are going to rise even more. You know, we need a centre-back, but we certainly need full-backs. We need a left-back, we need a right-back. We just lost Ryan Fredericks to injury. I don't know how long he's going to be out for, but he's got a considerable injury record. So now we've only got young Ben Johnson as our only right-back. Just expanding on that Dean Garner stuff, obviously, it has been a real source of controversy. Mark Noble, I think Mark Noble tweeting out what he did really helped put the spotlight on it. You know, he tweeted out how angry he was and frustrated about the sale of Dean Garner. This is a player that, you know, the players really liked and wanted him to stay. The manager wanted him to stay. He wanted to stay. And, you know things are bad. Look, every football fan, I'm sure it's the same for Everton fans, there's nothing we love more than seeing young players who've grown up with your team come through your academy and get into the first team and play. You know, we all love that, your homegrown players. And to just sell him, you know, not even think twice about it, just take like the first offer and just to sell him to West Brom. It's not even like we've been pressured from like a Man City or something. Like, we've just sold him to West Brom. It really sums up how poorly run of a club we are, that we're in a situation where they're so desperate they have to sell a promising young player. Just absolutely completely mismanaged. So what have I made of Everton's transfer window and start to the season? I mean, yeah, it's been solid. Obviously, look, like Everton the past few seasons have not been shy about spending money. A lot of the times, though, it seemed to have been sort of just getting name players, getting players for the sake of getting them, and just spending big money. You know, you've seen the spending a lot of money on Iwobi, Walcott, like Sigurdsson, Pickford, which is interesting because you look at that on paper, that Premier League, you know, proven players, but probably not the right signings for Everton. It did seem like signing the players for the sake of signing them and maybe neglecting some key areas. Now I think it's changed. You've got a very good manager in Ancelotti, and you know, I do wish we maybe have got rid of Pellegrini earlier and tried to get that before you guys got rid of your manager. But yeah, very good manager. And yeah, signings, you know, that looks to be very, very good signings. Obviously, we're going to get to see more over the course of the season. Like, you've had a very good start as well. I do think there are still some defensive issues. I think the West Brom game showed that. So there's still some issues that have got to be ironed out. So we'll see over time. But yeah, I mean, attacking wise, your attack is looking very, very good. The big thing, obviously, is we need to see that consistency from Everton that we haven't seen these past few seasons, because we've seen Everton get off to really good starts. I think there was that season as well when you guys drew at Man City away and you was getting some really good results, and it sort of, you went for a bad patch and then went for a good patch, and I think that's going to be the real test this season. That's what I'm looking for Everton, to see if they can go and get that consistent run, and to see how you guys do against some of the bigger sides. That's going to be interesting as well. So yeah, like I said, I think you guys should be happy with it, but this could finally be a step in the right direction, and even if you guys, you know, you guys could potentially clinch that European spot, that Europa spot. But again, it's a lot of competition. There's a lot of good sides now, so it's going to be tough. But I think it's a step in the right direction for you guys, if you ask me. So in terms of David Moyes, your old manager, it's a real tough one. When it comes to the transfer window, I don't really blame him at all. I mean, what David Sullivan's come out and said is they've offered him a load of players, but he's turned them down because he doesn't want to sign players for the sake of signing them, right? Just to sign them. And I completely agree with that, and it tells you everything about what is wrong with our transfer policy in the past, because this is why we're in the mess we're in, because they don't look at a plan. They don't look at, right, which player do we need for that position? How do they fit into our team? Do we need this position? How much wages are they going to be on? You know, it's just an agent will say, oh, we've got this player available. And they go, yeah, sure. Oh, that's a good bargain. And this is the problem. So we've ended up with such an unbalanced, mismatched squad where over the years, managers of past have just had to take what they can get because they're not going to get their targets. They're going to get their first choices. So it's like, well, you can have a player, you can have these players, or you can have nothing. And they're probably like, I might as well have them then. And this is why this club we're so poorly run. So I cannot blame David Moyes for that. He just frustrates me with his game management. He frustrates me. Even when we was winning 3-0 against Wolves, I'm thinking, come on, bring some subs on. He does not like to use his substitutions. That is my big criticism of David Moyes. Game management has to be. But transfer-wise, I can't really hold it against him. I think he's being shafted a bit by the owners. And he's just not being backed. So the goal for the season, for me, it has to be, and it really is sad to say, it's survival, really. But I think we should look to try and be as far away from this relegation battle as possible. If we can get mid-table, 10th. Look, we've got good players. We have got good players, but yeah, it's tough. We've got weak areas. We haven't got squad depth where we need it, where we've got players with serious injury concerns, and it's just going to take a couple of injuries. So looking at it, I'd probably predict us to finish, I'd say 12th. I'm going to say 12th. I'm going to be conservative and say 12th. But that win yesterday was a massive step, because a lot of us, we didn't think we'd get any points out of these opening 7 games. So that was huge. So when it comes to the lineup that you guys can expect to face in the Cup against West Ham, it's probably going to be largely unchanged, you know, from the whole game. So what you're looking at is Darren Randolph in goal. We've got Irish international there. Ben Johnson left back. Elise and Balbuena in centre back. Ashby right back. So Elise and Ashby being 2 of our young academy players. Robert Snodgrass then in midfield. Jack Wilshere was missing the other day, funnily enough, against Wolves. He wasn't on the bench. I don't know if he's injured again. He did feature there. If it was a case of there just weren't enough room for him, I think he'll feature again, especially since we're probably wanting to put him in the shop window. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him play. And then you've got Yarmolenko, Lanzini and Felipe Anderson just behind Sebastian Haller. So that's quite... when, you know, a really strong attack, when you're looking at it, when these players are switched on, like danger men wise, like I said, Sebastian Haller is on great goal scoring form. So is Yarmolenko. I think Felipe Anderson getting forward, I think, and creating chances, he's going to be one to look out for. And even Snodgrass, and people might laugh, you know, Snodgrass is a solid player, and you look at a player with work rate, and he's just dead ball. His dead balls are brilliant. So yeah, but mainly Sebastian Haller and Yarmolenko are 2 players that you guys need to be looking out for. So the best or strangest time I met a celebrity / footballer. Yeah, I got to meet Paolo Di Canio. I think it was last year. I think it was just over a year ago. So I got to meet Paolo. We was interviewing him for the channel. He was at an event. And, you know, it was one of those audience with Paolo Di Canio where he got to tell some stories on stage, and you go and have your picture of him beforehand and stuff like that. So I was filming the interview. But beforehand, you know, I went to get my picture taken. So I go there, get my picture taken. All good. Get back where they print the picture out. I look at this picture, right? I pick the picture up. And I had my chin sort of pointed down, so it looked like serious double chin business going on there. My chin looked terrible. Like I just looked, it made me look so fat. So I turn around, I go back around, queue up, thankfully it's died down. I said, listen to the people, I need another picture. They went, what? I said, no, I can't have this picture, mate. I said, look at it. I said, I look like a bloody fat lunch in this picture, mate. I'm not having it. And like Paolo's laughing. The guys, the photographer's like, what do you mean? That's what you look like, mate. That's what you look like. I'm like, you're taking the piss, mate. I said, I don't care. I need another picture. I said, we've promoted this event. I'm having another picture with Paolo, and Paolo's thankfully gracefully going, hey, oh, okay, come on, like, you know. And you can see when you see the 2 pictures. I've still got the one of me, you know, the first one and the before and after one, right? So then the after one, my chin was like sky high. I was like looking up, making sure that there was no double chinage, and Paolo's smiling, and it's still because he's laughing. So if that's on my head, that's probably it. So yeah, I want to say a big thank you to the Toffee Blues for having me. I'm really looking forward to seeing the game, seeing obviously what Everton team that we face, because obviously you guys have been very strong in the league and have a strong team, so it's going to be very interesting. I'm hoping we could see a repeat of the last time that we faced off in this competition when Adrian scored the winning penalty, although I don't want to see it go to penalties. So yeah, like I said, thanks for having me, and good luck for the rest of the season, guys.